Okay, the time being 6:30, I don't see we have too many people. We'll wait a few more minutes. If you've signed on and you have not put your name down, if you can go in and change and put your name on the, I see an owner, if you can put your name, and who else? That's it. Okay, who do we have? Evan, who's got a phone number ending in 636? If you can put your name, please. Okay, the time being 6:30. Welcome to the November Street Life Committee meeting of Street Life. Our recommendations go to the full board, which meets in 2 weeks' time. If it's not unanimous, it may pay to come to the full board. Apart from that, once we call on you, if you can unmute yourself, Mahima will unmute you, and if you can unmute yourself so we can hear your excuses or whatever you have to persuade us. Apart from that, I think we're ready. So the first on the list is RT Restaurant. DBA Rothschild is the owner or rep here. If you can, by the way, if you can raise your hand, then we will know where you are and we can find you easier and unmute you.
My name is Anthony Caraballo. Good evening, sir. I'm the representative for RT Restaurant, Inc.
Okay. And would you like to explain what you're trying to do? Is it a new, old, or renewal, or what is it?
Sure. So this is a transfer application for a full liquor license. We appeared before you about 2 years ago, almost to the date, May of 2019. We were approved unanimously. The business opened. The occupant has done well. Again, it's located at 1129 Lexington Avenue. The current operator is Eastside Spirits, with the DBA is the same DBA, Rothschild's TLV. So there's no change in method of operation. It's a transfer. The current guy is just out. It was overwhelming for him. The chef is staying in with the landlord. So it's no change in method of operation. The hours are, it's 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday to Thursday. Friday, they close at 3 p.m. It's a kosher restaurant in observance of the Sabbath. And so go from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. 54 seats, 6 tables, same as our original filing. 80 to 20% food, beverage, if not more. 14 employees, many local hires, and recorded only. So they've been in the community already for 2 years. It's a good business. The landlord's going in, so he has a vested interest. The landlord's going in with the chef that's been there from the genesis of the business. So we'd be glad to address any questions the committee may have.
So the only thing that's changing is the ownership.
Yeah, it's a different corporate entity, of course, and
Right.
Jeff is now has a piece of the action. He's staying as a partner in addition to just being Jeff. And the landlord is buying in. It's been doing well. The landlord owns the building. The tenant came to him and said, "Look, this is a bit too much. Very busy. I have to step away." The landlord's taking it over.
Okay, so everything stays the same.
Yeah, the chef has about 20 years experience in the business. So he's been in the food and beverage industry for over 20 years.
Okay. And all the owners are going to be on the SLA. Anybody with a 10% interest or more will be on the SLA, on the license?
Only 2 owners are both on the SLA application.
Good. Okay, anybody from the public, if anybody from the public has any questions, raise your hand and we will unmute you so we can hear you. Seeing none, anybody from the board have any questions? Evan?
Yeah, thanks. Just one quick question, and apologies for not being able to be on video at this moment. I just noticed in the application form it said NA for outdoor space, but I know you guys do have a structure outdoors. So I just wanted to confirm whether the liquor license or the service of liquor until 1 a.m. or even the, keeping the outdoor space open until 1 a.m. is something that you guys are seeking here for the first time, or if it's already been approved, because that seemed a little inconsistent.
That's the intention. So that's the emergency COVID seat that will continue. So it's already approved and it's already in operation with the existing owner. When that stops, and obviously we don't know when that's going to stop, that the outdoor seating will stop as well. I don't think they're going to apply for a Sidewalk cafe.
But wait a minute, are you open till 1 a.m. outside?
Mika, let's see if my client's on. I don't think he stays open till 1 a.m. outside.
I thought outdoor Sidewalk was 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
Yeah. He's in compliance with the law. Whatever the compliance is, he's compliant.
Okay. Does that answer you, Evan?
Yeah, as long as we're not sort of like backdooring in an approval for 1 a.m. service of liquor outside by approving this license, since they said NA for outdoor.
No,
Right.
and get you over a stipulation or whatever you would like. We can get you a signed document that says, look, comply with the ordinances pertinent to the emergency COVID seating.
And you've applied for the outdoor open restaurant?
Correct. The current owner has it. And then when the new owner goes in and gets a temporary permit, we also have to notify you guys as part of that protocol.
Okay. Anybody else? Rami, any questions? Not seeing your hand. Anybody like to make a motion to approve or disapprove? Okay, Rami says yes, I'll second that. So this will go down as a unanimous. Mahima, we have 3 members.
Yes, also Barbara has her hands up if you want to take that before.
Oh, Barbara. Oh, I didn't see Barbara. Okay. Terrific. And you'll keep a note of the recording of the vote?
Yes.
Terrific. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so
Would you like
go
me to
down as a unanimous?
Sure,
And,
let me just say who is here present. So we have Barbara, we have you yourself, we have Evan and Rami Siegel.
yeah, if we can have the asterisk next to Barbara, that way we know the board members. Is that up to you or Will?
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
Terrific. Did you have a question, Barbara? Can we unmute Barbara?
I think I'm unmuted now.
Yeah.
I want to vote you now, but I came in a little late. Is it okay that I vote?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine,
Okay.
Barbara. Okay. Okay. Next one, Citadel Cinema. Sorry.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, 1B, do we have the rep for that? If we can lower Barbara's hand. Okay, Citadel Cinema Inc. Do we have the rep? Any?
For 1B, is Michael, Paulo, or Thomas here? Please raise your hand if you're here.
Okay. Yeah, we asked for, okay. Marco, you're not the owner. So we have Marco present there. To all the applicant, once we call on you, if you can raise your hand, that way we know who you are, where you are, and we can unmute you. Otherwise, we'll be here longer than anticipated. Marco, did you have a question? If we can unmute Marco.
Sure. Marco, please unmute.
Yeah, thank you. Cause this is the first item or the second?
Second item, 1B. You weren't
How
here
about the first one? I'm sorry that I'm late. The first one?
First one was approved.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna talk as a new business, as an old business. Thank you.
Okay.
Also,
okay.
Also, cause if you allow me to tell the participants how to raise their hands, that might help.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes.
Sure, sorry.
Vamos a.
Sure. So
Aspetta. Sí.
If we can mute,
yeah.
if we can mute Barbara and Marco.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, you're muted. Okay, so participants, you can go to reactions icon, pressing raise hand, not the wave or thumbs up. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hand will go down. And if you're on the phone, it is *9 to raise hand and *6 to unmute. And also you will see a prompt that says to confirm unmuting, please press that and you will be unmuted. Also, I am here and Will is here for technical support. Chat to us if you need help. Otherwise, yes, that chair will call on you once you raise your hand. Okay, now we can move on.
If you can lower Barbara and Marco's hand.
Barbara, please press the participant icon to lower hand. I cannot.
Oh, you can't do it? I thought you could.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Marco.
Got it.
Sean, can we
Uh,
okay. Citadel Cinema, is the rep here? Sean Scuderi, if we can unmute him.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much. Sean Scuderi with Tartar, Krinsky & Drogan. I'm the rep for Citadel Cinema, which is doing business as Cinemas 123 by Angelica. We're here today for an application for a tavern beer and wine license for the cinemas. This movie theater is a longstanding member of the community, has been in operation since about 1962. And we are looking to expand our offerings to our guests. The plan here is we have 2 concessions in the movie theaters that service 3 auditoriums. And we requesting a license for customers to be able to buy alcoholic beverages at the concession stands, where they will be able to consume the beverages in the auditoriums themselves. So the way this will work is when they go up to the concession stands, everyone will be ID'd upon trying to buy an alcoholic beverage. The alcoholic beverage will be served in a clear cup. And talking with ownership, the plan is also to put colored wristbands on anyone buying an alcoholic beverage. This would be a custom wristband issued by the movie theater, and colors would be changing every night. They would also be provided with a portable tray, which fits directly into the cup holders in the chairs in the auditorium. So as they're sitting at the movie, they have a table right in front of them. The movie theater has also expanded their menu. So it's not your typical popcorn and candy offerings, but they also have a wide variety of sandwiches, pizzas and flatbreads, wings, as well as other snacks. We have employees of about 20. We're going to increase training prior to selling alcohol at the theaters. Employees will also be monitoring the auditoriums throughout the shows. In terms of hours, the hours of operation are 11 a.m. to approximately 1 a.m. I say approximately because the last showing each night is usually between 10 and 11 p.m. So it'll depends on how long the movie is when they let out. Now, in terms of selling alcoholic beverages, concessions typically stay open for about a half hour after the movie starts. So we'd approximate that alcohol sales would end about 11 p.m. each night.
Okay. Now, the theater's been there for a while, but the new owners are new to the area, correct?
They've owned it for quite some time. The ownership entity, the parent company, is Reading International. They own a few theaters throughout the city. They own the Angelica downtown, which currently has a license.
Right.
They own Village East, so they're very familiar with operations.
So you're just adding the Angelica name to it. It always was the same owners?
Correct. We're just adding that as the branding.
Oh, okay. And are you going to be showing the same movies as Downtown Angelica or not?
Not necessarily. There may be some overlap, but they change every week.
Okay. Okay, anybody from the public, if you have a question, as was explained earlier, raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll go to the board. Any board member with a question? Seeing none. Anybody move to approve, disapprove? Not seeing any. I will make a motion. Oh, Barbara, I assume that's to approve. Anybody all vote yes, no? If anybody's voting no, raise your hand. Otherwise, it'll go down as a unanimous. Not seeing any hand, this will go down as a unanimous. I think we have more members, Mahima, so.
Yeah, for the record, it's Marco and Mrs. Brown here also.
Good, thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This will go down as unanimous and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
When will you be starting? Oh, it's okay. Next is Marco 205 Corp, DBA Campagna Quattro Gatti. Is the applicant here, Robert Svetnik? If we can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bob Swetnick. I'm for the applicant. This is Quattro Gatti, which has been in operation on 81st Street for over 30 years. Basically, the owner of it is getting a little bit older, and after COVID, he's decided to step back. His niece is going to start a restaurant there. She's going to basically be doing the exact same thing he's did. It's going to be virtually the same menu. I think she wants to have specials, and he really never does. And she may update the decor a little bit because he hasn't done that for quite a while. So be, painting and reupholstering some chairs. But it's going to be, again, open primarily for dinner. She may, if business gets better and the city changes a little bit, try a lunch. But it's a dinner place. Usually they're closed by 10 or 11 o'clock, depending on the night. There is a bar there, and for all the years I've been going there, I see people, one or two people a night who may eat at the bar, a single person. It is not a place where people stop to really drink at all. So nothing was really changed other than as it's been for the past 30 years, other than hopefully it will look a little bit fresher. Again, similar menu, similar price points. All the staff will be the same, and they're really going so that the customers hopefully will not see a dramatic change, because he does have a loyal clientele and they would like to keep it. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to respond.
Okay, anybody from the public have any questions? Not seeing any. Faith Fraser, if we can unmute her. Yes, *69. No.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, there you go. Faith, please unmute.
Hi, I was just wondering, is this the restaurant right in 3rd Avenue, 81st Street, and does it have an open portion right now, like a sidewalk opening on the other side of the sidewalk?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what your question is. It's on 81st Street, just off of 3rd.
On the north side.
North side. And they have a few tables on the property, within the property line. And then they have what I'll call the COVID street seating.
Right. I was just wondering, because you're kind of, I think you have a barbershop next door, and then I don't know if you have a supportive housing residence next to that at 211.
Correct.
You're not expanding your bar thing outside, are you?
No, nothing's going to change other than what you see now.
Okay. Thank
And if you can do something about the housing at 211, we'd appreciate it, since there are police there 2 or 3 times a day.
I'm not involved in them. I volunteered
Okay.
near the pandemic.
All right.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Faith. Not seeing anyone else. Marco, can we unmute Marco?
Thank you, Cos. Motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second? If not, I will second that. If anybody votes no or abstain, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous. And if we can have the 2 hands lowered. Okay, if anybody votes no or abstains, please raise your hand. Otherwise, it'll go down as unanimous. Not seeing any hands, this will go down as a unanimous. Okay, thank you very much and good luck. Good luck to the niece. What do we, 1D? 1E, GP Mac LLC, DBA Agaton Valentina. Do we have the rep? Raise your hand. Not you, Marco.
Joe Musco, are you here for GP and Max? Please raise your hand if you are.
Hmm. Not there. You normally was, Joe was there last month and he was, okay. We will go to the next one now, and if they come, what about one, we did see, who are we up to? Inspect,
No.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, someone's saying that Joe is trying to talk, so we'll go ahead and unmute Joe.
Is he there?
Okay. Joe, if you'd like to speak,
I'm
please go
here.
ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, great. Hello. Hey, Cosmo, how are you?
yes, this is going to be denied, so why are you coming to us?
I have no idea. It's a good.
Okay, tell us what you're doing.
We're going to put up a store there with similar products to what I have across the street. And it's going to be, we're going to have wine and beer inside, and we're going to sell beer to go. Not much, but, you know, because we don't sell much in my store anyhow, but that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to have really specialty products there that, so it's different from the store we have because, you know, our store, we can't get another product in there. So we're going to put like really, I'll call it healthy. I don't want to say healthier foods because we have healthy foods in our store, but a different direction, more like organics and things like that, because we don't have much of that now.
Okay, but are you opening up a restaurant or not?
It's the same as I have now. The restaurant with like what I have across the street, the restaurant with like that, exactly.
And will this be only inside, or are you applying for the open restaurant outside?
No, inside.
Only inside. Okay.
My son-in-law is, by the way, listening because he's at home, but he's on the phone listening. But go ahead.
Okay. Anybody from the public have any questions? Not seeing any. Okay, Marco, do you have a question?
I would like to approve this application. Motion to
Okay,
approve.
I'll second that. If we can lower Marco's hand. If anybody is voting no or abstaining, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous. Not seeing any. Okay, this will go down as a unanimous. Okay, thanks, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
When are you looking to open?
Probably like the third week of January.
Okay.
I would have loved to have gotten open before, but I don't want to rush. So that's what I think I'm going to try to do.
Okay. And you're going to fix the sidewalk around there or not?
Yeah. We're doing that right now. We're in the process.
Thanks, John.
Bye, Cosmo.
Thanks. We'll see you.
Thank
you. Oh, what are we up to? Inspire Carnegie Hill LLC, DBA Inspire Carnegie Hill, 1802 second. Do we have the rep? Yes, we do.
We have Taste of Shanghai before Inspire. Do you want to go ahead and call on Taste of Shanghai?
Yep, let's unmute them.
I believe David Letman is the rep.
Yeah, I just saw his hand raised before.
David, please unmute if you're there.
Yeah, we have Inspire Carnegie Hill LLC, Amy Silver. Amy, if you can raise your hand. Okay, there she goes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Arthur Miller. I'm general counsel for the applicant, Inspire Carnegie Hill LLC. With me this evening is Amy Silva Magles. She is Senior Vice President of Community Operations. And separately is also participating is Leanne Cotangianis. She's an attorney with Hinman Straub, a law firm located in Albany. She's outside counsel for liquor regulatory matters that we've engaged for this application. This is a new application for liquor, wine, beer, and cider. And this is for a new building that we've opened up. It's an assisted living community located at 1802 Second Avenue. I'm going to turn the platform over to Amy, who can describe for you the operations of the community, the building, et cetera.
Hi, good evening. As Arthur mentioned, my name is Amy Silva Magalhaes. Inspired Carnegie Hill, it's a 23-story, 215-unit assisted living building. We just opened in March of 2021. It's a senior living provider on Upper East Side between 93rd and 94th. With this community, we do have seniors that reside there. It is a home setting, and we offer healthcare services while providing hospitality and amenities. We offer a variety of dining venues, which improve overall the quality of life for the seniors in which we serve and who reside in this community. We offer, nutrient-filled foods and beverages that allow us to provide a real whole person health and wellness approach, in addition to meaningful social connections. We want to be able to offer liquor, wine, and beer, as Arthur mentioned, to our residents and their guests, and allow our residents to enjoy fine dining without having to go out on the busy streets of New York City, given that there's attendant risk and traffic and bad weather, especially those are of older age as well as may have a disability. It's important to note our community is not open to the general public. It is invite only, as this is a home setting. In addition, the average age of our residents are 75 years of age or older. With that, based on this, we seek to have a liquor license and add to the offerings, which would continue to promote public advantage and public interest and allow us to better serve our residents.
Okay, this would be strictly for in-house residents, no outsiders.
It would be for in-house residents in addition to any guests that they may invite into the community.
Oh, okay. But nobody can walk in off the street and have a drink or food or anything?
That is correct.
Okay. And when do you anticipate starting up?
We opened the community in March of 2021.
Oh, but you don't, when will you be getting your liquor license? 6 months down the road?
Once it's approved, we will certainly start serving liquor, but not until then.
Yeah. If you can persuade the SLA to step on it these days.
I know.
Do we have anybody from the public? Well, wait a minute. Is it Inspire or Inspire? Is there an E at the end or not?
That's a great question. It's Inspire, but no E.
Okay.
So people call it Inspire, but it is Inspire.
Okay. Anybody from the public have a question, comment? Not seeing any. Marco, I assume you're going to motion to approve. Oh, we have Marco and Mrs. Brown. Can we unmute Marco? Yes, Marco.
Hi, Cole. No, I'm going to approve. We're going to recommend to approve.
Okay.
Thank you.
And can we unmute Mrs. Brown?
Good evening, everyone. I remember when this LLC came before the board for approval, and I had some concerns at that time with regard to how many units are there and if they were going to have some affordable units. I do support the liquor license, but that was a concern and I really never got an answer. So perhaps you can share that information with us at this time, please.
I'm happy to answer that question. At this time, there is no requirement for us to have affordable apartments. So we do not have that.
Okay, and how many apartments do you have?
215.
215. All right,
And,
thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's all assisted living.
That is correct.
Yes. And they do
Okay.
transition from assisted living to 24/7 care. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. Many of our folks end their life in our type of environment with other type of hospice or palliative services.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, if we can lower Mrs. Brown's hand. Anybody vote no or abstain, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous. And not seeing any hands, this will go down as a unanimous. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next, Ash Hill Inc., 1471 First Avenue. Michael Kelly, if we can not unmute Michael. Raise your hand, Michael.
Okay.
Thank you. So tell us what's going on.
Okay, my name is Michael Kelly, representing the applicant. With me is Blake Dillon. He's the owner. This is an on-premise liquor license transfer application for Ash Hill Inc., located at 1471 First Avenue between East 76th and East 77th. It's currently occupied by American Bar, which has had an on-premise liquor license there since 2011 with a 4 a.m. closing. Prior to that, American Trash had an on-premise liquor license there from 1988 to 2011, also with a 4 a.m. closing. We don't come under the 500-foot rule because the premise has been continuously licensed prior to 1993. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in a full kitchen and have a menu similar to our other location, Dylan Murphy's, which is located at 1453 3rd Avenue, and has been open and operating at that location since 2008, also with a 4 a.m. license. The American Bar, which is there now, has no kitchen. We're going to be putting in a full kitchen with a full menu. We'll have 9 tables with 35 seats and a 15-seat bar inside. We're going to have 2 tables with 10 seats in the backyard. The backyard is in use. We will be closing the backyard at 10 p.m. We'll also be applying for open restaurant seating on the sidewalk only with 6 tables, 12 seats. There won't be any roadbed seating because of the bike lane and no parking spots. Our hours of operation would be 12 p.m. to 4 a.m., Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have background music and occasional low-key acoustic music. What we did on the questionnaire, we put down 85-15 food to beverage. It's going to be more like 60-40, like Dylan Murphy's. So if there's any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Now, you're going to be applying for the open restaurant on the sidewalk.
Correct.
Are you going to be putting any structures on the sidewalk or just open seating?
Just the open seating.
Unlike many other illegal structures.
Yes, because they are illegal.
Yes. The backyard is of concern and the 4 a.m. would be a concern, but these would be grandfathered in?
Yes, and Dylan has operated Dylan Murphy's since 2008. I think you may know it well. They've had a license and had no problems there.
Now this is the old American Trash, what, 75, 76 on the west side?
No, the American Trash was there from 1988 to 2011, and then came in and bought it in 2011 and called it the American Bar.
But if I remember correctly, at that time, they came before us and they specifically told us they were going to rename it and get rid of the trash.
Yes, as we found out on the inside, they did not get rid of the trash.
Well, neither on the outside did they get rid of the trash. So this is going to be completely new and none of this sidewalk drinking and everything that's been going on there.
Completely renovated.
Terrific.
I think you know Blake from Dylan Murphy's, and they're going to be running the place the same way.
Yeah. Good. Very good. Okay, let's go to Mrs. Brown first. Anybody from the public have any questions, concern? Seeing none, Mrs. Brown.
Thank you, Cos. As you stated, you know what my concerns are, backyard space and the hours. I see you smiling. And since it was grandfathered in, My concern would be security. Are they going to hire security? Mr. Kelly?
Yes, if needed, we will, if needed. But we don't have security right now in Dillon Murphy, so we don't see it being a problem.
Well, should you receive complaints from the neighbors, then will you promise that you will get security?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, thank you. And has there been any complaints at your other facility, at your other restaurant? Do you have any complaints on file? And if so, have they been cured?
But no complaints. We've been here for nearly 15 years, so.
Okay. Well, then I can move to approve this application. Thank you. And good luck.
Thank you.
How flexible are you with the 4 a.m.?
I really need the 4 a.m. liquor license to compete with the neighborhood bars. That's to be honest.
Yep. Marco, do you have a question before I call the?
I do have a question.
Yes.
I would like to see is who give it to you, the grandfather, for the rear yard?
Well, we're gonna be getting, the current CFO only has it 30 on it. So we'll be getting a letter of no objection for the first floor and the backyard.
You have a letter of no objection for the backyard?
No, not yet. We would be applying for one. This is just the beginning of the purchase of the premise. The current CFO only allows for 30 occupancy, and our occupancy is going to be a little bit more. So we would be applying for a letter of no objection for the first floor and the backyard. If we don't get the letter of no objection for the backyard, obviously we wouldn't be using it.
So my concern is very simple. I cannot approve something that is more likely going to be disapproved. And the use of the rear yard, it will be disapproved because he has to provide second means of egress for the apartments above. So then they had to reduce the size of the restaurant, and the restaurant or the bar, they're not going to reduce the size. So therefore, it's more likely it's gonna be disapproved the rear yard. So there is no grandfather for the rear yard. The only thing that we're talking about is if you want to increase the number of persons inside of the facility, that is fine. And that's, I think, they maybe be granted maybe to 75. That is fine. It's more likely they will be approved that way. But to approve the rear yard, they're not going to approve DOV unless you prove that you're going to provide a second means of egress for the resident part of this building. So therefore, myself, I have a strong opposition for the rear yard. For the rest, even you can stay until 4 o'clock. That's no problem for me. You need to operate, fine. But you cannot operate the rear yard unless you have the letter of no objection. If you have the letter of no objection, come right here and prove it to us. I'm not gonna disapprove that because that DOV allows to do that. But now you expecting that DOV will be approved, I think is wrong. So myself is, if you remove the rear yard, I will recommend the approve. If you don't remove the rear yard, I will go to disapprove this application.
Well, with the seating with the rear yard, it would bring us up to 60. So we would be well under the requirements for a public assembly permit. We have not even gotten into the place yet. And we're going to be building a full kitchen. So this is going to take time. And as you know now, the Department of Buildings has taken a long time with the letter of no objections. And if we don't get one for the backyard, the State Liquor Authority isn't going to approve the use of the backyard either.
So therefore, the most logical part is let's approve everything. And when you have the letter of no objection approved for the rear yard, you come back and you will be approved.
Dylan, how do you feel about it? Blake, how do you feel about that?
Well, wait a minute. Before you go there, would that hold you up applying to the SLA?
Yes. It's gonna hold up.
He can apply whatever he wants, and then he can modify the license later.
But I need approval from the community board tonight.
No, of course, you need the approval or disapproval. And my recommendation is very simple. If you apply for your facility And even for the outside, I do not have a problem. I strongly support that. But I cannot support that with the premises that DOB, they will approve the use of the rear yard, when in reality, the rear yard won't be approved. I guarantee you that DOB will disapprove that. So
Well, if
in order
if
to
they do
avoid that,
disapprove it, we won't be using it.
Well,
so
wait a minute,
therefore,
Marco, if we put in the agreement if we put in the agreement to the SLA that it is contingent on the LNO from DOB that it will be approved. Otherwise, if the DOB does not supply the LNO, then it will be disapproved by SLA. That will go in the stipulations, and this will facilitate their application to the SLA, and it will not delay if they get it and we don't approve. It's going to take much longer for them to get the license, for them to come back in a month or two.
My point is very simple. I was in several meetings with the director of the Liquor License Authority, and they have like a 3,000 or 4,000 applications. They're not going to review application by application. Most likely, they disapprove as soon as they see the CO. So the issue right here is the use of the rear yard. We cannot recommend to use something that is unlawful. Very simple. My point is very simple. Let's go approve everything except the rear yard. And if you want to keep using the rear yard, that's fine. This is your priority. You will be faced violations. You will be faced whatever it is. But the community board cannot support something that is unlawful. Bring it the letter of no objection saying that you have the right to use the rear yard. I'll be very happy to help you. Yes, I will recommend the approval. So the point is, I'm not against your application. It will be, I support inside, I support the outside structure. I don't have no problem. The only problem that I have is the use of the rear yard, because the rear yard is required different analysis, different evaluation for DOB. And DOB is more likely it's going to disapprove. I know that. So, and I don't want to say they're going to disapprove. Bring it there from DOB, and DOB said, oh, you can use the rear yard. That's fine for me, but more likely not, because usually they're required to modify the CO, and the CO, that will take probably 2 or 3 years. So, and the point is right here is, let's go approve everything, and then when you have your rear yard legally approved, we can approve it at any time.
Yes, that's fair. So can we approve everything tonight except for the rear yard?
Except the rear yard, that's fine. I support that.
Okay, that works for me, and I can address the rear yard in the future. That's perfectly okay.
That's
Wow,
perfectly fine.
That took a long time to get straight.
Yeah. Well, if it takes 2 months or it takes 2 years, that's fine. When you're ready, come back, and then we'll
so we will approve with the exception of the rear yard.
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Brown, did you have another question? And then we'll go to Rami.
No, it's been resolved.
Okay.
Without the rear yard.
The rear yard. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Rami. Can we unmute Rami?
My question's been resolved, but I believe, does the question need to be called again?
No, the question's been called, so we'll, and if we can lower the hand, anybody voting no or abstaining, raise your hand. Seeing none, this will go down as a unanimous. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, and
thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what do we have next? GH. Les Chevy LLC, DBA who's it? Lasheverat 1663 First Avenue. Do we have the applicant, if they can raise their hand so we can see where they are?
Charles Lin, are you here? Please raise your hand.
Not seeing any.
We we also have Boris, who is the applicant, I believe. Boris?
Unmute.
Yes, hello?
Yes,
Yes, hi, how are you?
good.
Is my attorney present? Charles Lin?
Don't see him, don't see the hand raised, but you can tell us what's going on. Yeah.
We're applying for the new full liquor license at 1663 First Avenue. We opening a Middle Eastern boutique restaurant with the concept of Middle Eastern tapas, which is going to be some food from like Moroccan, Israeli, Lebanese origin. The hours of operation that we plan to do breakfast and the dinner. So we will need liquor license only for the dinner, which will be operating 5 days a week. I mean, we're gonna apply for 7, but we're gonna start with 5, but we want 7 days a week. 5 p.m. to, I would say, probably midnight. And for the Friday and Saturday, I would like to extend it till 1 a.m. if possible. We also have a backyard on the premises, and I understand the rules and regulations for the backyard. So I would like to ask for the backyard for the weekdays, excluding Friday and Saturday, until 10, and weekends until midnight if possible.
Okay. Yeah.
We also plan to construct the partition that will separate us from the neighbors, so neighbors will not see what's going on downstairs. So it's going to be partially hard partition, and partially it's going to be soft retraction. In addition to that, we installing poles with the lighting and hidden fixtures and putting plants. So by creating this environment, the neighbors starting from the second floor obviously will not see what's going on downstairs. And obviously with this arrangement, it will be pretty good isolation of the sound. We're not planning to play any kind of music outside. Maybe some background music during hours of, like I would say, like till maybe 9 p.m. and then no need to play the music to disturb the neighbors. So that's basically what the plan is.
But with constructing anything in the backyard, you're going to be applying to DOB.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Anybody from, what's the cross street?
It's between 86 and 87. It's right in the mid block.
86 and 8, east or west?
It's on the west side of the street.
On the west. 86, 87 first. Okay. Anybody from the public have any questions? Please raise your hand.
Hey, Cos, the owner name, if someone's waving, I'll go ahead and unmute. Yes, please unmute. Also tell us your name.
I apologize. Charles Lin, the attorney for Le Chevat. I apologize. For some reason, I wasn't getting on. And I know Boris is going to be very upset that I didn't get on.
I'm not upset. I'm actually going to deduct it from my bill.
I just want to add a couple of things. This is a Mideast menu. The premises will be open from 7 a.m. in the morning to 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday and Sunday. He's only asking for a later date, a later time on Friday night and Saturday night to 2 a.m. The outside back court area is only about 202 square feet. It's looking to be open only up until 10 p.m. Each night of the week. He has a prior license history, having a premises down at Alphabet City. One of them is open now, one of them has been closed. No adverse license history. We have a use group 6 for this premises. The capacity is 49, so including the interior and the exterior is less than the amount on the certificate of occupancy. It does have an exit through the fence in the back. It does have entrance to the restaurant, and there is another exit in the premises to go outside into the building. So there's plenty of exit areas for this restaurant. The split on liquor and food is 80% food, only about 20% liquor. Again, there is no bar. All the service will be done at the tables. There'll be about within 15 tables within the interior with about 30 seats, and the outdoor seating will be 5 tables with about 14. And that's about it. Boris told you the rest of the operation of the restaurant.
What's
And I
the-
apologize, there also was, it had been licensed 3 separate times as restaurant wines within the last about 12 years.
One thing I noticed, there's a church within 242 feet. You've
Yes,
measured that?
there are 3, there's 2 churches and a school. One of them is within 200 feet, the others are beyond 200 feet. But we're on First Avenue. It's not, those are on 87th Street. So it's not on the same street or avenue as the licensed premises.
Yeah, but isn't it, it's not a direct line, it's
Yes, well,
measured
it's as the crow flies.
door to
And
door.
I do have the diagrams, I believe I submitted. But not only as the crow flies, it also has to be on the same street or avenue. And these are on 87th Street, not on First Avenue. And we are not a corner store.
Okay, so you're within the 200. You're above the 200, sorry.
Beyond the 200, that's okay.
Okay. Anybody from the public have any questions? Not seeing any. Let's go to Barbara first. Barb?
You'll be my neighbor, and I would welcome Middle Eastern food very much. Where is it? What stores are you replacing? I know there's the flower store, the liquor store, there's a pizza shop, an Indian type.
I think the last one was a burger store. I apologize for not having it right in front of me, but it was a restaurant prior.
It's fairly small then, am I right?
Oh, yes, it's a very small. The whole complex is only 640 square feet. Very narrow.
They'll make it a nice add to the neighborhood.
We hope so, yes.
Thanks, Barbara. Can we unmute Ellen?
Hi. Hi, I'm also a neighbor on that block. The block is the florist stop, the nail salon, the Taco Today, the liquor store, the pizza shop on the corner, the laundry, and I believe the space he's talking about is it was a burger joint, and then it was another joint after that. But I'm not sure what egresses he's talking about in the backyard.
It's on one of the sides.
The funeral home backs up the backyard.
Correct. There's also a fence on one of the sides. In other words, it's enclosed on 2 sides with a fence on one of the others, with an open fence that does allow exit. But it's also a closed fence that
is the fence on the north side, because there's no fence on the south side.
No, it's the building on that side, and then yes, that's correct, on the north side. I have it in my diagrams that I gave.
So it goes to the fence goes to the laundry, or the fence goes to the Middle Eastern coffee shop?
I would have to have Boris, but I was there, and I apologize. I didn't go to see where it went, but it went into another open area. I don't know which rear. Boris, do you know which rear yard that fence opens up to?
A fence opens up to the southern side.
to the south side with where the nail salon is closed, or the shoe repair shop?
It would be to the, let me think. It would be to the side of the, closer to the flower shop.
Does that
There's
answer your
there's
question?
no business there right now. That's not a feasible means of egress right now.
I lost you for a second. What was the question after I said closer to the flower shop?
Yeah, that's the south side, and right now that business, I believe, is empty, so there'd be no egress through the ground floor there.
Honestly, I don't remember the layout of the stores over there. I know that on the corner of 86th Street, it's a flower shop. And then after flower shop, I believe it's you know where the Indian store is?
Where the what is?
The Indian store. Like
Yeah,
the Indian food, like Indian Food Express. And then if you go
there's
south,
there's
if
the
you
flower
go,
shop and the nail salon, and then there's a liquor store and Taco Today and a Japanese restaurant and a nail salon, and then there was a shoe repair guy and the burger joint and the laundry.
no, the burger joint is on the corner of 87th. On the
No. Where he's going into used to be a burger joint. I mean, I've lived in the neighborhood a long time. Unfortunately, I have a photographic memory of the block.
Yeah, as far as I remember, I'll try to in a vision, but as I said, I don't pay attention who's my neighbors are, but my point is what I see is laundromat and Indian store. So laundromat is the northernmost point from me, and then the Indian store is the northernmost point on me. Then south of Indian store is a laundromat.
I can answer that question. I just brought out the block plan that I have from the liquor authority. So it's us, and then to one side is the laundry, dry cleaning, and the other side is the residential entrance. And then there is a vacancy, a closed store beyond the residential entrance. Does that answer your question?
Yes. No, I was just trying to figure out, because
yeah,
there are a lot of
I
empty
didn't have
stores on that block.
Yeah, and I didn't have the block map out, so I apologize. But when I took it out, now I can see exactly which ones are the neighbors.
Okay.
Looking at the photo you supplied, the backyard looks like the fence is on the south side, and there's a 12, 15-foot high wall on the north side with banquettes there. What was there before? And brick floor.
I don't know about banquettes. When I was back there, there's just the wall to the north and the wall directly parallel to the opening to the restaurant. Boris, am I right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the photo you supplied.
It's two walls. It's two walls, one to the north and one to the west.
Right, and a fence on the south.
And exactly, and fence on the south. So our building is only on the east, and to the north of us, I believe, is a laundromat, and to the south of us, and to the east of us is the other building.
Okay, does that answer? Thanks, Ellen. Let's unmute JU.
I'm sorry. This is I'm from the Taste of Shanghai, and then this has nothing to do with your case.
Oh, okay. I saw your hand up. So
I know, but there is no way I can.
Okay, if you can lower your hand, then we'll call on you later. Marco.
So let's go make very simple, sir. To the attorney, do you have a CO that's saying that you can use the rear yard?
Well, the certificate of occupancy says that it's
It has to say that you use the rear yard, the
no,
open
it
space.
says that it's a restaurant, retail store, use group 6 for 49 people.
So your CO said you cannot use the rear yard. Therefore, we cannot discuss any other means of egress. Exactly, this is not our role to discuss the means of egress. That is the role of DOB. Therefore, what we need is the CO that's saying that you use the rear yard, and or the letter of no objection that's saying you can use the rear yard. If you don't have that document, it will be exactly the same as the last application. Please, if I don't mind to approve your application in anything that you request, but I'm going to recommend to remove, or I'm going to recommend to disapprove this application for the use of the rear yard. It's your choice. Remove the rear yard and I will recommend the approval. You file for a letter of no objection, and the letter of no objection, they provide DOB to you, you bring it to us, and when we recommend the approval of the rear yard. But we cannot approve at this time something that is unlawful. And if you say that you have means of egress, where is the easement of that exit? You cannot say that, oh, there is a door. No, you have to provide an easement. You're an attorney. You know very well what it is.
We will, to end the discussion, we will file for a letter of no objection from the building.
Okay, when you have the letter of no objection, I'll be very happy to help you to support, to approve your rear yard. The rest, I do not have a problem to recommend the approval.
All right, thank you.
So that means we're going to go like the one previous one, that we will approve if you stipulate that you will not use the rear yard until you have the letter of no objection.
Correct.
Is that correct, Marco?
Right, that is correct.
And we agreed to that.
Okay, thank you. Motion
Okay.
to approve.
Okay. If we can lower Marco's hand. If anybody is voting, this is a unanimous approval. If anybody, it's an approval. If anybody is voting no or abstaining, please raise your hand. Otherwise, it will go down as a unanimous, and not seeing any hand. This will go down as a unanimous with the no rear yard usage until the letter of no objection has been received by the board.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. What do we have next? I'm seeing different. What do we have? Taste of. Is this new business or old business? The taste of.
We have Taste of Shanghai for our new application.
I don't see that on the. I see it on one, not the other. Okay. So let's go to Taste of Shanghai. And this is a new application, 242 East 79.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
My name is Jay. I'm a representative, and the Yang Lan is the president of the corporation. And we are applying for the new restaurant wine license for the location. It is a Chinese restaurant and has about 3,200 square feet with 14 tables with 72 sittings. And we don't have any bars. And operating hours are 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 12 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. We're not gonna have any outdoor spaces. Also, we're gonna have our own background musics. It will be the typical Chinese restaurant, mostly dining in, and the premises will be very quiet with the background music. So we're not blasting any musics. That's all I have.
What was this before?
It's been a restaurant since 2001.
Okay, that's next. not the first restaurant, the second one heading west.
Second one was a Chinese restaurant.
Right, yes, yes, okay. Okay, do we have anybody from the public on this? Raise your hand. If not, Evan. Oh, Maggie Lehman, sorry. Let's unmute Maggie. It's
Maggie, it's *6 to unmute on phone.
okay.
Hi, Kaz, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks. Just a quick question. Is that therefore the Taste of Shanghai restaurant? That address is not between First and York Avenues the way it's written on the agenda. I guess that's between
Second and third.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. The agenda says the description says between First and York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that can be corrected. No, it's just west of the synagogue. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was unable to unmute. I misunderstood the directions. I was unable to unmute when 1B was being discussed, the Agata and Alaventina application. Will you allow me to ask just one clarification question, or have we moved on?
Well, we've moved on,
On
but
what
you
was
can
approved?
ask. It was
Thanks.
approved. It's only
Yeah.
going to be indoors. There's not going to be any outdoors.
And that was my confusion, because when that question was asked of the applicant, he said a couple of times it's going to be like the one across the street, which also has the outdoor tables. So that was my confusion. So this is only going to be indoors. And is it going to be a store and seating, meaning serving wine and beer, or just selling it?
It sounds like it's a duplication of what he's got on the south side, but more healthy food or different types of specialty, but it's going to be similar to what he's got on the south side.
Right. Okay, and that's what he had said. So this is not an indoor seating, tables, indoor chairs, where wine and beer is going to be served for people to drink there. It's only a store selling it in packages to go.
No, I think he said he's going to have both, indoor to go, and it would be exactly what he has on the others. But on the other side, he doesn't have a beer and wine license, so it's only to go. Yeah, we can get that clarified from Joe.
That's what I'd love to get. That was the question I was going to ask, because he wasn't being 100% clear, at least for me. So that's what I wanted to know when he said it's going to be like across the street on the south side, meaning only a store, meaning a store and indoors drinking, but not outdoors. Sort of that three-part question.
Right.
And we can get that clarification, and I'll follow up with you guys. Thank you, Kaz.
Thanks.
Okay.
Evan, can we unmute Evan?
Hi, thanks. So I live at 240 East 79th Street, so I'm eminently familiar with the space. It was Our Place Chinese restaurant that preceded this one. I had two questions for the applicant, Jay, if you don't mind, and Lan, thanks for coming and welcome to the neighborhood. The first question is, you said there would be no outdoor seating. Will you be permitting Sojourn, which is your neighbor, to put tables in front of your restaurant, or will you no longer be permitting that? Because they have been doing that for some time.
Okay, frankly speaking, I'm not the owner. I'm the representative who processed the applications. And but when I interviewed her back in January, there was no plan to put the sittings outdoor. So that's the way we filed it with the New York State Liquor Authority. Right now, because of the COVID, and there is an open restaurant programs, but we haven't decided anything to put out the tables and chairs outside.
Yeah,
And
Evan,
if we
Evan,
do,
yeah, but currently the law is that next door can use your space if the landlord gives them permission and if the current tenant gives permission. So if they have tables and chairs in front of your place, they must have permission, which you can check on.
okay.
So sorry, I think there's a little confusion. So my question was about Sojourn, but it sounds like you're actually saying the new restaurant isn't sure whether they're going to have outdoor seating, despite the fact that your application says they won't. And we would be approving something tonight with the understanding that you won't have outdoor seating. So I guess that raises two points.
Evan, that's a separate application. The application here is for the beer and wine. It's for
Right.
the liquor
So I guess,
license.
well, because I think that they need to at least stipulate that if they decide later to do outdoor seating, they won't include beer and liquor there, right? Otherwise, we need the right.
They need to come back before us to get approved for the outdoors. It's a separate application.
Right. So I just want to, given the uncertainty from the applicant, I think maybe it would be worth noting that in however we approve this. Does that make sense, Kaz?
Yeah. So, but I thought the applicant said earlier on that they do not intend to put tables and chairs outside. Is that correct?
So what he just said to us, Kaz, was that when he spoke to the owner 10 months ago, she told him they didn't intend to, but he's not sure where that stands today. He didn't answer the question about Sojourn.
Okay. So will you be putting tables and chairs outside now or in the future?
right now, we don't have any plans to put it out. And if I do change the plans later, I will notify you, and then we'll get the approval from you before we do anything.
Well, you'll have to come back to us anyway. See, the problem at the moment, Evan, is that there is no approval for sidewalk seating. It all goes through DOT with no community board input, unlike what it used to be until next year, next October, when the text amendment comes in, if it comes in. If it comes in, it'll revert back to outdoor seating. We will have a say, and DCA will have a say for the outdoor seating. But currently, outdoor seating is approved or disapproved by DOT with no input from the community boards.
Yeah, understood, Kaz. But for the fact that if they want to serve liquor outside, they do need to come to us still.
Not at the moment. That's been waived until next year, next October, I think it is. So at the moment, for the next year, it's a mess. Nobody knows.
Okay, so I guess I'm a little confused about that, given that we just told him he needs to come back if they want to serve liquor outside.
In the future, they will need to apply to the community boards and to DCA for outdoor seating. Currently, all they need to do is apply to DOT with no input from us until next year. So this year, until next year, it's only DOT that will give the approval. We have no say in it.
Okay, I'm happy to talk more offline about that. But
yeah,
I guess the original question is still one I had, which was what they're going to do with Sojourn.
Well, with Sojourn, it's not up to them. All they do is give the landlord gives approval to Sojourn if Sojourn wants to put seating in front of their place. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they must have approval from the synagogue because they have seats or the tent in front of the synagogue. So they must have approval from the synagogue to have that big, long tent there.
Sorry, I don't mean to belabor the point, but Kaz, is what you're saying that the landlord can give Sojourn permission to put tables in front of the new Chinese restaurant?
Yes, with the approval of the landlord of the Chinese restaurant.
Gotcha. So Taste of Shanghai will have no say over whether Sojourn is just right in front of their restaurant.
Correct. It's up to the landlord.
Okay, that's
It's-
somewhat surprising.
It's yeah. Currently, for the past 2 years, it's been a big mess and confusion, and we are here to do and die. But you know, we'll get it straightened out. Give me a call later, and we'll go through it. Rami, do you have a question? If we can unmute Rami.
Yeah, so Evan, I live on 78th and 3rd, and the previous occupant of that space was like the Chinese food place I would get takeout from once a week. So welcome to the neighborhood. From what I have mutual friends with the Sirjoin owner, and from what I've heard, he's a very nice and understanding guy. So I'm sure that the new occupants will be able to work with him on that seating problem. Plus, Sirjoin is using the tent from the temple, and recently it hasn't been filled. That tent hasn't been filled to capacity, so I don't believe it's going to be a problem. Also, welcome to the neighborhood. I'm excited to eat from their restaurant. Motion to approve if that hasn't happened already.
I don't think you can make a motion since you've spoken. Sorry. Okay, do we have a motion to approve, disapprove, or any other board member? If not, okay, Barbara says yes. Mrs. Brown says yes, I assume. Can we unmute Mrs. Brown to make sure that?
Yes, I should have given you a thumbs up.
Thank you,
So, yeah.
Mrs. Brown.
You're welcome.
And I will second that. It's been seconded. So let's lower the hand. And if you are voting no, abstaining on this motion, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous. And seeing no hands, this will go down as a unanimous. Okay, thank you very much and good luck.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Okay, one more item I think we have. Portable provisions. Do we have the rep? Are they coming before?
That is for discussion. That
Yes.
Applicant has withdrawn their application, but Abraham, I think he wanted to discuss with the board members because we have had some concerns with the applicant.
Well, this place, we heard it some time ago and they were going to come back with more information. They never did. Then they were going to come back the next month and they never did. So maybe we should make sure with the SLA that they have not applied and they have not been issued a license as we have not. They have not appeared before the community board. So I think if we can just write a letter to the SLA clarifying what the current situation is.
Yes, so
Okay.
that email has been sent to SLA for an investigation and confirming that they have withdrawn their application.
Good, thank you very much. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? Does anybody have any comments and want to prolong the meeting? Good. Oops. Oh, well, Faith, we are in executives. Oh, okay, let's go to Faith, see what she has to say.
Hi, Claudia. I was just going to follow up from something from the last meeting. I'm the one who lives on the corner at 2nd and 73rd, and you mentioned that you guys were going to invite Mission Shiveche and La Esquina to come maybe to a street life meeting because of the continued loud noise almost nightly, and we keep calling 311. I just wondered if you guys had a chance to do that or will be doing that in the future.
Where was that?
It's 2nd Avenue and 73rd Street, 2 restaurants that are outside with a lot of noise and a bar inside. We call the police, we call for noise, and it continues. So I've done what we've been doing in our building at 305 East 72nd, what you all suggested, which is to call 311.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I heard you mention last time you thought maybe we could find out about them.
Oh,
Because they
okay.
have expanded a whole long into CVS, and it looks like maybe they're expanding their restaurant into where the hair salon is. So we were afraid
Okay.
that the noise would get worse.
Okay, Faith, what can you email the board office and give them the names of the restaurants and the address, and the board will send a letter out to them, and we will have them in next month.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We will ask them to kindly come in. Can we do that?
Okay.
Terrific. Thanks, Faith.
Sure. You're welcome. Thank you.
Mrs.
Also-
Brown. I'm sorry.
Also an update, Faith, we have reached out to Mission Ceviche. I can get back to you on that with their response. And if the board decides, we can also invite them to the next meeting if they're willing. But I'll get back to you with the response we heard from Mission Ceviche.
Okay, it's also the other restaurant on the corner, La Esquina. I've emailed the board before, but I'm happy to do it again.
No, if Mahima has the information, then she will get back to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Brown. If we can unmute Mrs. Brown.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, thank you all for coming tonight. And if you have any concerns, email the board office and we will gladly get back to you. Any concerns? Okay, meeting adjourned until next month. Thank you, everyone.